Okay then everyone, so welcome back to another video, and in the past 30 days or so I've 10x'd my Instagram views from going from somewhere around 150 to 1,800 views for a post. So let me just show you and prove that to you now. So don't know if you can see that well enough on the Instagram. I've got 1,800 views up here. Then after that I've got 1,277 views. So this is every single thing that I've learned from growing my Instagram views, but also the engagement, and I've received a few more ICP followers as well, so people that I'm looking to actually attract online, so business owners, entrepreneurs, people that are looking to get further towards their goals. And that's exactly what this channel is about too. So if you are a business owner, an entrepreneur, someone that fits that criteria of trying to achieve their goals, trying to pursue their passions and do what it is that they care about, then this channel is probably for you. So the first thing I learned is that the way you show up online is the way that people perceive you. Now this could be as simple as wearing a simple t-shirt, wearing your favorite t-shirt, you know, or going to a different location that maybe looks more aesthetic for Instagram, but it's not about just the aesthetics, it's the way that people perceive you because of that. Now it doesn't matter where you live, where you are, there's always somewhere you can go, or a location that's a little bit different to normal. So maybe you normally film in your bedroom like this, but you want to have a bit of a different setting and a bit of a change to your atmosphere that you create in your content, right? So the best way to do that is go to a new location. It could be a local woods, it could be the middle of a town where people are walking by just to get a bit more action going on there. And so the way you show up online is the way that people perceive you, and the way you feel when you're making these videos. If you're feeling like you can't really be bothered, you don't really want to do it that day, your content will probably perform worse because your authenticity, the quality of what it is that you're saying will decrease just because you can't be bothered. So whenever you're showing up to your content, you're going to film, you know you're going to film on a certain day, make sure that you're ready for that day. Do what it takes to make sure that you feel that it's the best day for you to do it, because anyone can film videos on any day, right? Anyone can do that. But if you make sure that maybe, like I said, you put on that favorite t-shirt, or you have a coffee in the morning and you wouldn't normally, right? So whatever it is that you want to do, maybe it's go to the gym before filming because that way you feel better when you're filming, right? It could be anything, but I just want to say that if you show up online with intention, with a way of actually demonstrating to people that you care rather than it's just a quick 10 minutes out of your day, you show people that you're dedicated to it, you've put time and effort into this to make this work, to make that video perform well, or to make your account gain more followers, or whatever it is. But that's the way people perceive you online, and you can feel that through the screen. Just go on Instagram right now and scroll through some reels and have a look at people that maybe are doing well and aren't doing well, and see the differences between them. Some people just seem like, you know, they just rolled out of bed and they can't really be bothered, but the people that are performing well, you can tell it's a well put together video, something they've planned for, something they've thought about, they've ideated maybe the day before, and now they're going to film it, and you can tell about that, and then you end up liking it, you end up commenting, maybe you end up following them, because you can appreciate the effort that they've put in. So if you look like you've put effort in, and you actually have put effort in, and you've tried to do everything you can to make sure that it's the most entertaining and the most educational for the viewer, then that's something that they'll appreciate, and that's something that they'll want to like, they'll want to comment, they'll want to go further and look deeper into you and what it is that you do, and then maybe they might DM you, right? So all of these things, and it seems like it's a little thing that ends to a big thing, but that really is what it takes, right? It takes just showing up and appearing like you actually care, and not just, you know, like it's a quick thing. And I'm not saying you need a professional camera or you need any of these things, although that definitely can help. If you record videos on your iPhone, still make sure that you're in a better location, or still make sure that you've shown up the right way, whatever that might mean to you. And you have the right intention behind your content, you have the right intention behind the things that it is that you're saying. And you're not just saying things because of the sake of it, but you're saying it because you actually believe it and you actually have conviction in what it is that you're saying. That's really important as well, because a lot of people online will just say things for the sake of saying it, just because they want to get a new video out. But what you should be doing is saying things and consistently posting, but ideas that you actually believe in, or ideas or things you've come across in your situation, and that's what makes it unique to you, and that's exactly why people will follow you, and that's what makes a personal brand personal, not just a value brand, because anyone can copy a value brand. AI can replace it tomorrow. What they can't replace is you, your story, what you've gone through to get to said position, whether that's a lot of hard work, whether that's a lot of pain, right, whatever it is. There's certain things that you've done that other people haven't done, and that's exactly what you can share. And when you combine multiple of those things together, that's when you really start to build a personal brand that is personal, not something that people can just copy tomorrow like that. Right, so the next point is capturing people's attention, mass market. Now, the big message that's being screamed online right now is niche down, speak to one niche, and that is true. But what you want to do is start your videos capturing people mass market, because that way in the video, so let's say your video is 60 seconds, you want the first 5 to 10 seconds to be mass market, something everyone can relate to, right? So let me show you an example. On my Instagram here, I've got about people in a rush on their way back from work, and then you can see here it goes to me speaking about a certain topic. So I attract people mass market, and I show people mass market of what it is that's happening, but this hook was actually 3 seconds long, so it could be 3 to 10 seconds, but the longer you keep mass market for, the longer your attention will be, which means the algorithm will push out further. But the mass market idea is that you capture as many people as possible, because that way the algorithm will push it out more, and you're more likely to find your ICP follower, your ICP engager, liker, commenter, right? So having all of the niche stuff is good, but not in the first 5 to 10 seconds, because then later on in the video, the second you mention business or the second you mention ROI, your attention will drop dramatically, because there'll be most people there that are thinking, that's not for me. But by capturing those people mass market first, it makes sure that your content keeps getting pushed out to the algorithm. Because if you just started with a niche topic and you started with ROI was this in January, now it's this in February, that's only going to apply to a small amount of business owners, and that's probably going to be maybe 2 out of 100 people watching your video, right? And so that makes sure that your attention's going to stay low and people aren't going to stay watching your video, and that's what you don't want to have happen. And so capture mass market, go something big first, a general topic, something people are going to care about enough, though still something people actually want to watch, not just some boring video, and then niche down in the video. And so while niches can be a really powerful and really beneficial thing for you to understand and use properly, it's important to understand that when you capture people mass market in the beginning, then that's when you start to gain traction, start to gain followers, and that's called a top of funnel content. So it could be top of funnel, middle of funnel, or bottom of funnel, which is like moving people towards a buying process if that's what you want to do. But the top of funnel is just to capture as many people as possible. And the chances are, if you're under 1,000 followers, under 5,000, under 10,000 followers, then you want to be just posting top of funnel to gain a mass market of people. And then when you have a substantial amount of followers, or the right followers, you can then start posting story sequences, middle of funnel content, bottom of funnel content to convert those people, if that's your aim in the end. And so niching down can be great, but going mass market in your hooks in the beginning of your videos and then niching down in your videos, you may be wondering what that looks like. So let me explain it to you now. So you start with a broad topic, like I showed you about the 9 to 5 people always being in a rush to get home, right? And so you start with that topic. That's a lot of people. A lot of people are in that situation. They all have jobs. And so a lot of people watching that will understand what I'm saying and where I'm coming from. And then as I start to record the video, the main part of me in that cornfield, I was speaking about business, and I was speaking about discipline and having the right passion to do things. And a lot of people say they're going to do things, but they don't do things. And so over time, I'm narrowing it down to a very small section of people, and that's why towards the end of my video, the retention drops. Let me show you. So 83 likes, 6 comments, 1 repost, and 7 saves. And as you can see, that has outperformed quite a lot of my videos there. And so the retention rate, oh, sorry, that's the wrong reel. Hang on. So it's actually 26 likes, 2 comments, 2 reposts, and 2 saves, but it still outperformed a lot of my videos. And so the drop after I stop from the 9 to 5 is dramatic, because I start speaking about business, I start speaking about discipline, motivation, all of these things. And so that's why it drops, because at the beginning, at 4 seconds, you've still got more than half of the people watching, because I'm speaking about 9 to 5, people being in a rush, and people can relate to that and they understand that, right? So that's the power of going mass market first. But then as soon as you start to niche down or speak about the topic you're speaking about, your retention will drop. So if you want to keep your retention as high as possible, don't mention any niche terms until later on in your video, because if I kept speaking about a 9 to 5 during the first 15 seconds, and my retention would have been higher. But I didn't want to, because that video was about business, discipline. So it depends on what your aim is with the video. But if you want to keep retention as high as possible, don't mention those key terms until later on in the video. And now the third thing I wanted to mention is that the more expressive you are, the more likely people are to listen. Because the more you add hand gestures, or the more you speak with conviction, you actually have confidence in what it is you're saying, people are far more likely to listen to you. And that's what I found, and that's something I'm trying to improve on, and particularly in this video, right? If you go back to my last video, I was still speaking to the camera, but maybe I wasn't doing as many hand movements, I wasn't as expressive as I am in this video, because that's something that I've learned from 10xing my views on Instagram, is that people will only listen to you if you can clearly see that you have conviction in what it is you're saying and you actually care about what it is that you're saying. And so that's something I've tried to improve in this video. Let me know if you liked it, if you didn't like it, and feel free to check out my Instagram in the description, just so you can see all of the stuff that I'm testing live every single day, just to see what's working, what's not working, and then you can hopefully use that and implement that yourself too. And so thank you very much for watching. Remember to take it one step at a time, and I will catch you in the next one.